All the class 10 students, welcome to another physical science class. Obviously online physical science class. Here I am going to start current electricity. That is a very important chapter for your board exam also. So please read the book carefully and try to relate this with my slides. And if you have any type of query, so you can email me. Now first I am starting with electric current. Electric charge is the basic property of matter carried by some elementary particles that governs how the particles are affected by an electric or magnetic field. Electric charge, which can be positive or negative, occurs in discrete natural units and is neither created nor destroyed. There are two types of electric charge, positive and negative, commonly carried by protons and electrons respectively. Like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Now, electric charge is a physical property of matter that causes it to experience a force when placed in an electromagnetic field. So, electric charge is a conserved property. The net charge of an isolated system, the amount of positive charge minus the amount of negative charge, cannot change. So, two different kinds of charge, positive and negative, electricity with attractive and repulsive forces needs two kinds of charge. Electric charge is measured in Coulomb. You know Coulomb is a scientist. There is a law, that is Coulomb's law. I am going to explain this in my next slide. Now, properties of electric charge. Two kinds of charges occur in nature. Like charges repel one another and unlike charges attract one another. Charge is conserved. Charge is quantized. See the diagram. Attraction occurs when positive and negative charge is coming, but repulsion occurs when two positive or two negative charge are coming to face. In your book, another definition of electric charge is given. That is, electric charge is the physical property of a matter that causes it to experience a force when placed in an electromagnetic field. But I think so better definition I have given in this slide. So the electric charge is a scalar quantity. Its SI unit is Coulomb. So positive and negative two types of charges are there. So obviously like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Electric charges can be added algebraically. Electric charge is conserved. That is, electric charge can neither be created nor be destroyed by the algebraic sum of positive or negative charges in an isolated system remains constant. So, electric charge is quantized. That means a body has a total charge which is an integral multiple of charge of an electron, where E is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. Integral multiple of integer multiple, that means that is not fraction. Now Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law or Coulomb's inverse square law is an experimental law of physics that quantifies the amount of force between two stationary electrically charged particles. The electric force between charged bodies at rest is conventionally called electrostatic force or Coulomb force. So what is Coulomb's law? The force between two point charges at rest is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The force acts along the line joining the charges and its value depends on the nature of the intervening medium. So here let F be the force, electric force, K be the Coulomb constant, Q1, Q2 be the charges and R be the distance of separation between the two static charges. So that we can say, according to the law, F varies as Q1, Q2 and F varies as 1 by R square. So by combining, we can get variation. So you are doing in mathematics. So hope so you are understanding. After doing joint variation, we will get F varies as Q1, Q2 by R square. As because variation sign is there, so we have to take a constant and equal to sign after taking this. So F is equal to K into Q1 into Q2 by R square. Here K is the constant. Where K is the constant of proportionality called electrostatic force constant or Coulomb's constant and depends on the system of unit used and the medium intervening the charges. In vacuum or air, the value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square in SI and K is equal to 1 in CGS system. Hopefully you have remembered that in class 8 already you have learned this. But here as if you are in class 10, so you have to read this in a different way. But law obviously it will not change and its mathematical expression also not change. Now electrical potential. An electric potential also called the electric field potential. Potential drop or the electrostatic potential is the amount of work needed to move a unit charge from a reference point to a specific point inside the field without producing an acceleration. The electric potential at infinity is assumed to be zero. So electric potential and potential difference. Batteries lift charges to a higher potential. There is a potential difference because each coulomb of charge has a different potential energy at either end of the battery. See the diagram, charge at high potential, charge at low potential. So obviously two types of potentials are there, high and low. So obviously potential difference should be there. That's a light bulb in case of light bulb. Now here potential difference, V is equal to E by Q. E is equal to energy, Q is equal to charge. Where V is equal to 1 volt, so is equal to 1 joule per coulomb. Now, the space or region around the charged body within which its influence can be realized by another charge is called electric field of the charged body. Let a unit positive charge be placed in an electric field of an charge plus Q. Okay, plus Q you have to write in capital because this is electric positive charge, field charge. Then the unit positive charge experiences a force of repulsion in the electric field because both are positive, so obviously repulsion will occur. Thus some work is to be done to bring the unit positive charge from infinity to a point in the electric field of the electric charge plus Q. Try to understand this because this is a positively charged electric field. So if you want to bring a unit positive charge into the field, so obviously against the repulsive force you have to do some work. So you have to do some work. Thus some work is to be done to bring the unit positive charge from infinity to a point in the electric field of the electric charge plus Q. Such a work per unit charge is called electric potential. Thus, electric potential at a point in an electric field is the work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to that point in the electric field. Obviously without acceleration. Because you cannot be accelerated that particular positive charge. You have to just slowly bring this in a uniform motion. If W be the work done in moving a charge Q, small q, that is unit positive charge, from infinity to a point in the electric field, then the electric potential V at the point is given. V is equal to W by Q. SI unit of potential is volt. That is V. The potential at a point is 1 volt. If 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge from infinity to that point in an electric field. That's why I have written in the diagram 1V is equal to 1 joule per coulomb. Hope so now you have understood. CGS unit of electric field is stat volt, which is equal to R per stat coulomb. 1 stat volt is equal to 300 volt. Now electrical potential difference. Electric potential has the dimension length squared mass per electric current time Q. The SI unit of electric potential is the volt, which is defined as a joule per coulomb. Another physical quantity with the same dimension is electromotive force. The electrical potential difference is defined as the amount of work done to carrying a unit charge from one point to another in an electric field. In other words, the potential difference is defined as the difference in the electric potential of the two charged bodies. The standard metric unit on electric potential difference is the volt, abbreviated capital V, and named in honor of Alessandro Volta. 1 volt is equivalent to 1 joule per coulomb. Now see the diagram carefully. From infinity to a field, electric potential difference means from infinity you are bringing one unit positive charge within a field that contain plus q positive charge. Now here, if 2 points are there, obviously there should be a difference. That means they are differ from each other. That's why 2 points are there, not 1 point. So obviously, since 2 points are there, so electric potential difference will be created over there. See, both the charged particles are there and electric potential difference has been created. From infinity, you are bringing one unit positive charge to that particular point. Now, electric potential difference, you can compare it with another thing. That is, consider a vessel having two limbs, A and B, and fitted with a stopcock S. Please see your book diagram. Water is poured in a limb A and B, two different levels. When stopcock is opened, water from the vessel A with higher level of water flows to side B, and this flow continues till the levels of water on two sides become equal. The direction of flow does not depend on the amount of fluid contained in an arm, but only on the difference of levels of liquids in the two arms. That means if difference will be increased, flow will be increased. Amount of water not. It will not depend upon the exact amount of water in that particular limb. The liquid always flows from higher level to lower level, and this flow of liquid continues till the levels of liquid in two limbs become equal. In the same way, electrons in a conductor or wire flow from one end to the other end of a conductor if there be electric pressure difference called electric potential difference between the ends of the conductor. Thus, electric potential difference between 2 points is the work done per unit charge in moving a unit positive charge from one point to the other. If W be the work done in moving a charge Q from point B to point A, then potential difference VA minus VB between these 2 points is given by VA minus VB is equal to W by Q. So see the diagram. SI unit of electric potential difference is volt. Electric potential difference is a scalar quantity. EMF of a cell. So an electric cell consists of two conductors of suitable material dipped in an electrolytic solution in a vessel. That means electrodes. An electric cell maintains a constant potential difference between the two conductors called electrodes or terminals by a chemical reaction with an electrolyte to obtain a continuous flow of charge between them. A cell converts chemical energy into electrical energy. So in a cell, the chemical action creates a difference in concentration of electrons between the electrodes of the cell, which results into a potential difference between the electrodes called electromotive force or EMF of the cell. When the cell is connected to an external circuit, electrons of electric current flows in it. So, the electromotive force or EMF is the energy provided by a cell or battery per coulomb of charge passing through it. It is measured in volts. It is equal to the potential difference across the terminals of the cell when no current is flowing. That means in open circuit. On which factors does the EMF of a cell depends on? EMF of a cell is the energy required or the work done to drive a unit charge to pass through a given circuit. It depends on first, nature of the material of electrodes, second, internal resistance of the cell, third, distance between the electrodes. See the diagram, you will understand. A circuit has been shown over here. Zinc electrodes has been taken and copper also. So therefore, when no current is drawn from a cell, that is cell is in open circuit, the potential difference between the terminals of the cell is called the electromotive force of the cell. The EMF of a cell is characteristic of the cell and depends on the material of the electrodes and electrolyte used in the cell, but it is independent of the shape of the electrodes, distance between the electrodes and the amount of electrolyte. When the cell is connected externally or to an electrical circuit, the EMF or electromotive force provides energy for flow of charge through different components of the circuit. So EMF of a cell may be defined as, you can say this definition also, the EMF of a cell is the energy spent or work done per unit charge in taking a unit positive charge around the complete circuit containing the cell. When the circuit is open, the unit of EMF is volt or V, abbreviated by V. Now another interesting thing of this chapter, that is terminal voltage of a cell. The terminal voltage of a battery is voltage measured across the terminals of the battery when there is no load connected to the terminal. An ideal battery is an EMF source that maintains a constant terminal voltage independent of the current between the two terminals. The electromotive force or EMF is the potential difference of a source when no current is flowing. Terminal voltage is the voltage output of a device is measured across its terminals. So terminal voltage is calculated by capital V is equal to EMF minus I into R. I means current and small r means internal resistance. Now EMF and terminal voltage difference. EMF is an open circuit potential difference. Terminal voltage, it is a closed circuit potential difference. Next one, EMF, it is a cause and terminal voltage is an effect. So when current is drawn from a cell, that is the cell is in closed circuit, the potential difference between the electrodes of the cell is called the terminal voltage of the cell and is defined as the work done per unit charge in carrying a unit positive charge around the circuit connected across the terminals of the cell. The terminal voltage of a cell is less than the EMF of a cell, and the difference between EMF and the terminal voltage of a cell is called its voltage drop. One thing I can give you idea, actually terminal voltage is normal voltage, that is actually abbreviated by capital V, and EMF is the one type of voltage but in open circuit. Now I am giving you one simple example. Suppose when you are relaxing, that time also you have some potential energy. You are sitting or you are sleeping, you have some potential energy. But when you are walking, that time also that potential energy is converting into kinetic energy. So here also like this. So obviously, as it is continuously working, so terminal voltage generally, terminal voltage is less than potential here EMF. In case of yours, kinetic energy is less than your potential energy, because that time you are relaxing, so your potential energy will be greater. That's why. Now, last but not the least topic of this slide, EMF versus terminal voltage. For current to flow through a circuit, we need a device to supply the electrical energy, that is a battery. A device that supplies electrical energy to a circuit is called the source of what is referred to as the electromotive force or EMF, that is E. EMF is a misnomer because the battery does not deliver a force in newtons. The potential difference delta V or VAB means, according to the diagram, this is the difference between end A and end B. That's why VAB is measured across the terminals of the battery. In your book, difference between EMF and terminal voltage given, please read all the points, or at least 4 points. Thank you, students. For any doubts or queries, please email me at sureshnavan.sma@outlook.com.